All right.
So when you watch the film, I heard how many missed tackles were there in the
34.
34?
34.
Was it as bad on film as you thought it might be?
Well, it's never as bad as I think it's going to be, and it's never as good as I think it's going to be. And that's, I mean, I know you've heard that saying before, and it never is. I mean, you beat yourself up over certain things. You get in there and look at the film, and usually it's not as bad as it was. And then when you think it's better than it was, usually not as good as you thought. So, yeah, but missed tackles, missed tackle, and you have 34 missed tackles. That's never good.
Obviously, a point of emphasis this week. I know you guys are also preparing some for ECU. How do you balance that out?
You keep working hard to get better. You spend the time that you have to tackling, and then we spend the rest of the time on ECU.
TJ back?
TJ Thorpe. He's back practicing with us, yes.
How big a deal is that to have another weapon like that back at your disposal?
You guys, coming out of spring ball, he was probably the most productive, most exciting receiver we had, and going into fall camp same way. So it's going to be nice to have that boost back when he gets back out there.
Where do things stand with your offensive line right now after 2 games?
Very average. I don't know how to say it any nicer than that. I mean, it's. I think they understand that. It's. We're not where we want to be, but we knew it was going to be a work in progress up there as we go, and every rep that they get is a good experience for them.
How would you assess the defensive line so far?
I'd say we played better this last week than we did the first week, so hopefully we're getting better up there also. And it's through the reps that they're going to get. The young guy, we're playing a bunch of young guys up there.
Were those missed tackles throughout the defense? It was.
Yeah, it wasn't one guy.
The position groups, was it pretty much?
No, it was spread out throughout the defense. It was just we didn't do a very good job of tackling that night.
No Keith is back yet?
He's there he is right over there.
Okay.
Just hanging out.
Coach, there's been a lot of talk about the third and one play late in the game down the goal line. Barkley said he took responsibility for the bad read. Was that just a basic count in the box type play, run pass?
It's the way we run our offense, and it's my fault to put him in that position. Shouldn't have put him in that position. So I'll take the blame for it.
They don't make the schedule, but it's the bye week. Is it too early, too soon, more later?
I think it's a good time for us. I really do. Because again, we're a young football team, so this enabled us to go back to basics, go back to fundamentals, things that that when you're going through a season, it's hard to be able to spend the time on. And so I think it was a good time for us as young as we are.
How's Tyler Powell looked in the game film for 2 games?
I think he's, actually the first week he was probably he graded out the highest of the defensive linemen actually, and that's his first college game. So I think the kid's doing a really good job. He is really coming on. You're talking about a young kid that's playing in the interior. That's a tough thing at this level.
The term ball hawk gets thrown around a lot, talking about your secondary. You okay with that?
Sure, that's fine with me, as long as they produce it. Back it up. I think in a couple of games they've done that to this point. So we hope that we keep doing that each and every week.
With Matt Collins, 4 catches and two long touchdowns, what's kind of the next thing you'd like to see? He could obviously make the big play. Is there something else you want to see him do as a receiver, kind of another step forward?
Well, just to continue to become a complete receiver, and that means every aspect. That's whether you're blocking, whether you're, whether it's away from the ball, whether when running a route in the concept, when you don't have the ball, all the different things that you have to be a great receiver. He just needs to keep growing, that's all. He can make explosive plays, there's no doubt about it. He can make routine plays too, but I'll take those explosive ones. I really will.
Is it just a reps thing? You got a guy that really probably didn't get his confidence until spring or preseason camp.
If you know Mac, he's never lacked for confidence. Never. So it's not a confidence thing.
But right now he's probably more confident now.
Oh yeah.
He understands. What
well, I think he probably feels more comfortable because now everybody else has confidence in him. It's not so much I'm out having to prove myself every day to everybody. People now know what I can do, and so now I can just continue to get better.
He said yesterday, and a couple other guys also said, Mac did, that he couldn't catch a football when he came in here.
How true is that?
I don't know how true that is. I mean, I told him, I said, didn't you come in as a deep snapper? And he said, so you've been the one that's been spreading that rumor. So I was like, I didn't know.
So he didn't come in here as a deep snapper?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know the truth. You'll have
That's a
to
liar?
get it from Mac. Get it from Mac.
Isn't that a habitual liar?
You said a couple of times you don't want Marquise to be your leading rusher. How do you go about changing that?
Well, it's good. I mean, the better we get in the offensive line, the better our running backs will be. I mean, I don't doubt that we've got good running backs, but it's still, you got to be solid up front. I mean, to have those opportunities. And so, and then when you're doing it so much by committee, there's going to be times where, I'm looking at, is that position productive? Not necessarily one guy, but is the position productive?